Welcome back. So I'm talking about The Intern with Anne Hathaway and none other than Robert De Niro and a slew of other faces and stars and names, Rene Russo being one of them. This movie, I'm watching it, and I'm like, it's cute, it's cute, cute. And then like got the first masseuse part and I was like, oh dear, okay. Wasn't really expecting that, to be honest. um, as far as Anne Hathaway goes, for me personally, I really didn't buy her as a mom. Or at least maybe the chemistry with her and the child actor was not gelling. And I really didn't buy the guy playing her husband either. That was just my first impression when I initially, first saw them or that part. It got a little better as the movie went on, but in that respect, this woman, she's got her own business. She's very hands-on and controlling, and she has this wealth of experience. And this man, Ben, and the intern, and she's ignoring it, just flat out ignoring it. And of course, they get to their breakthrough, and their breakthrough is really great. I loved that, but the movie's 2 hours and it takes an hour to get to that point. So, but once it gets to that point, it starts to get really like cute. It really does. A little later into the movie, I think my favorite line of Robert De Niro's is when he's talking to Anne and she's crying and she's like, I don't want to be buried alone. And he's like, well, you know what? You can be buried with me and Molly. That was his deceased wife. I've got space. And, honestly, you would not think a line like that would be fantastic, but it really was. It was just the sweetest thing. I was like, oh my God, the feels. And speaking of things of that nature, I have to say I think Robert De Niro is the only guy, one of the only guys that can get away with taking a first date to a funeral and it going well. This movie, I think, honestly, for me, I got the message for me was bridging the gap between the newer generation and the older generation, or as I like to say, the classic generation. He was just such a gentleman. He was a gentleman's gentleman, and we could always use a little more of that in the world, And it just shows that there is so much that the older generation has to offer for the younger, and it's so important to pay attention to that and really heed those words, because that's experience, that's things that younger people just don't know or understand, and it's so important to learn from them, because they are, if nothing else, a wealth of knowledge for us. So pay attention to your elders and just enjoy them while they're here. And it was a sweet movie because of that fact. And I really think Robert De Niro really was the star. He really propelled this vehicle of a movie, and it was really cute. And I really did like the fuzzy feels, because he's just a great guy, and I wish everybody had a guy like that in their life. A grandpa, dad, smart, sharp, kind of guy, and upstanding, and handles things with tact and dignity and class. And it's just like, wow, that's refreshing. So those are my thoughts on The Intern. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe. Until next time.